Hello, everyone. Welcome back to LearnFlow English. I'm Mia.
And I'm Alex. So wonderful to see all of you again.
You seem a little frustrated today. Is everything okay?
Mia, I had the most humbling experience yesterday, and I need to talk about it.
Oh no, what happened?
So, you know my cousin, Marcus? He visited from London yesterday.
Yes, the one who works in finance?
That's him. So, he brought two of his colleagues with him, both native English speakers from different parts of England, and we all sat down for dinner together.
That sounds lovely. What went wrong?
Nothing went wrong exactly, but I noticed something that really made me think. Marcus's colleagues were talking to each other naturally, and I could only catch about 60% of what they were saying.
60%? But your English is excellent, Alex.
That's exactly what shocked me. I teach English. I speak English every single day. But when these two were talking quickly to each other, using casual expressions, dropping sounds, speaking over each other, I kept losing the thread.
I think every English learner in the world has experienced exactly that feeling.
And here's what really hit me. Earlier in the evening, when Marcus explained something slowly and clearly to me, I understood every single word perfectly.
So, the same language, completely different experience depending on how it was delivered?
And I suddenly understood exactly what millions of our viewers go through every single day. They understand their teacher perfectly. They understand slow, clear audio perfectly. But real native speakers, completely different story.
There's actually a name for this phenomenon, isn't there?
There is. Researchers call it the listening gap, and it's one of the most frustrating and least talked about challenges in English learning.
Why don't schools talk about it more?
Because most English teaching is designed around controlled, clear speech. Teachers speak slowly, audio recordings are professionally produced, everything is optimized for comprehension.
But real life isn't optimized for comprehension.
Real life is messy, fast, overlapping, full of connected speech and reduced sounds and regional accents, and nobody warns learners that this gap exists.
Until today, this is such an important episode.
Before we dive in, everyone watching, please subscribe to LearnFlow English.
Hit that subscribe button. Episode 4 of our Learning Secret series, and this one explains something that has confused English learners for generations.
Let's close that listening gap together.
Let's start at the beginning. Why does real native speech sound so different from classroom English?
Great question. There are actually 4 main reasons, and once you understand them, you'll never feel confused about this again.
Let's go through all 4.
Reason number 1, connected speech. In natural conversation, native speakers don't pronounce each word separately. Words blend together, merge, and sometimes disappear completely.
Can you give some examples?
Absolutely. Did you eat becomes did you eat. Want to becomes wanna. Going to becomes gonna. Kind of becomes kinda.
So these aren't lazy pronunciation. They're actually standard patterns in natural English.
Completely standard. Every native speaker does this automatically without even realizing it. And because classrooms teach words in isolation, learners never learn to recognize these blended forms.
So a learner might know did you perfectly, but not recognize did ya at all.
Exactly. The words are completely familiar. The sounds are unrecognizable. That's the core of the listening gap.
What's reason number 2?
Reason number 2, reduced vowels. In natural speech, many vowels and unstressed syllables get reduced to a very short, neutral sound called the schwa.
The schwa? Can you explain that for our viewers?
The schwa is the most common sound in spoken English. It sounds like a very short and it appears in words you know perfectly. About becomes about. Police becomes police. Today becomes today.
So words sound completely different at natural speed compared to how they're written.
and compared to how teachers pronounce them clearly in class. A teacher might say today with full vowels. A native speaker in conversation says today, and learners don't connect the two versions.
What's reason number 3?
Reason number 3, speed and rhythm. Native speakers in casual conversation speak at roughly 150 to 180 words per minute. Classroom English is typically delivered at 100 to 120 words per minute.
That's a significant difference.
It's enormous, and it's not just speed, it's rhythm. Natural English has a very specific stress-timed rhythm where stressed syllables carry meaning and unstressed syllables get squeezed in between.
Like music, some beats are strong and some are weak.
Perfect analogy. If you're not trained to follow the rhythm, you focus on the weak beats and miss the strong ones, which carry all the meaning.
And reason number 4?
Reason number 4, informal vocabulary and filler words. Real conversation is full of expressions, phrasal verbs, and filler words that almost never appear in textbooks.
What kind of filler words?
Things like, you know, I mean, sort of, kind of, like, basically, anyway. These words appear constantly in natural speech, but learners often don't know what to do with them.
Because they don't carry specific meaning in the traditional sense?
Right. They carry social meaning, rhythm, thinking time, connection between ideas. But if you're not trained to recognize them, they just sound like noise in the middle of sentences you're trying to understand.
Now that we understand why the listening gap exists, how do we close it? What's the technique?
The technique is called graduated exposure training, and it works by systematically bridging the gap between classroom English and real native speech.
How does it work practically?
It works in 3 levels. Level 1 is what I call slowed native speech. You find authentic content, not classroom recordings, not textbooks, but real native content, and you listen to it at reduced speed.
Like using the slow speed function on YouTube?
Exactly. YouTube has 0.75 speed and 0.5 speed settings. You take real native content, a podcast, a YouTube video, a film scene, and slow it down just enough to catch the connected speech patterns.
So you're still hearing authentic language, just at a manageable pace.
That's the key difference from classroom audio. The connected speech patterns are still there. The reduced vowels are still there. The informal vocabulary is still there. You're just given a little more time to process them.
How long should people spend at level 1?
2 to 3 weeks of daily 15-minute sessions at level 1. Your brain starts recognizing the patterns. Oh, that wanna sound is want to. And once you recognize a pattern, you can never unhear it.
What's level 2?
Level 2 is real speed repetition. You take the same content from level 1 and now listen at normal speed. But you listen to the same short clip multiple times.
How short is the clip?
1 to 2 minutes maximum, and you listen to it 5 to 7 times in a row.
That sounds repetitive. Does it actually help?
It's incredibly effective. The first listen might feel overwhelming. The second listen, you catch a few more words. By the 5th or 6th listen, the same audio that felt impossible suddenly feels completely clear.
Because your brain has mapped the sounds to the meanings.
Your auditory system has recalibrated. It's learned what this person's natural speech patterns sound like, and that learning transfers to other native speakers too.
What's level 3?
Level 3 is the most exciting. Live, uncontrolled listening. You expose yourself to completely new native content at full speed with no repetition. Podcasts between native speakers, YouTube vlogs, casual interviews.
And by this point, the brain is ready for it.
By this point, your brain has new listening tools. It recognizes connected speech. It follows the rhythm. It filters filler words automatically. The gap has closed significantly.
What content do you recommend for each level?
For level 1 and 2, short YouTube videos work beautifully because of the speed control function. Look for casual vlogs, interview clips, or natural conversation content, not scripted educational videos.
For level 3?
Podcasts between native speakers are perfect for level 3. Shows where 2 or more native speakers just talk naturally. No script, no teaching, no slowdown for learners. That's the real world, and that's what you're training for.
What are the most common mistakes with this method?
Mistake number 1, using classroom content for this training. If the audio was specifically designed for English learners, it won't have the connected speech patterns you need to practice. Use real native content only.
What's mistake number 2?
Mistake number 2 is giving up after the first listen. That feeling of overwhelm on the first listen is normal and expected. It's not a sign that your English is bad. It's a sign that your brain hasn't mapped those specific patterns yet. Keep going.
And mistake number 3?
And mistake number 3 is only doing passive listening. You need to actively engage. Pause, rewind, notice specific sounds. Ask yourself, what did that actually say? Passive listening builds general familiarity. Active listening closes the gap.
What results should people expect?
After 4 weeks of consistent graduated exposure training, most learners report that native speech feels noticeably slower and clearer, even though the speakers haven't changed at all.
Because it's the listener's brain that has changed.
The speech was always that speed. Your brain just didn't have the tools to process it efficiently. Now it does.
Let's give everyone their challenge for this week. Everyone watching, here is your listening gap challenge.
Step 1. Find one short YouTube video, 1 to 2 minutes, with 2 native speakers having a casual conversation. Not a lesson, not a tutorial, a real conversation.
Step 2. Listen at 0.75 speed first. Notice where words blend together. Notice the rhythm.
Step 3. Listen at normal speed 5 times in a row. Count how much more you understand by listen number 5 compared to listen number 1.
Step 4. Write down 3 connected speech patterns you noticed. 3 places where words blended in a way you didn't expect.
And tell us in the comments, what was the most surprising sound you discovered? What word combination completely fooled you?
We read every single comment, and your answers help us make better episodes for everyone.
Subscribe to LearnFlow English for more learning secrets.
Next episode, the grammar trap. Why perfect grammar is actually killing your fluency.
That one is going to challenge everything you think you know about learning grammar.
Until next time, remember, the difference between understanding your teacher and understanding real native speakers is just a gap.
And every gap can be closed with the right technique. Happy learning, everyone!
See you next time.